So I've sat here for half an hour thinking of what my intro is going to be about. Is it going to be about the fact that I'm really good at making predictions? Because in the last episode, I made a comment about that I'm going to be facing this team as a throwaway line. I was thinking, you know what? Nothing like this will happen. There's like a lot of teams here that I've never even played. I've never taken on Arsenal. And it did happen. We're facing Arsenal. The second thing is, should I get my brain checked out because I'm starting to forget things? Because I promised in the last episode I will be back for the draw. Once again, I have clicked through things and hence, point one exists. We're taking on Arsenal in the quarterfinal first leg. Or do I mention the third thing and the fact that this episode is episode 69? Nice. Hi guys, MrSpaceman reporting for duty and welcome back to another episode where the clown show continues and I become dumber as the summer goes on. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are taking on Arsenal, a team where in this universe we actually have played once. It was ages ago. We drew 1-1 and we have to go all the way into our first season and our first ever game in the UEFA Champions League, at least in this universe. By the way, I hope you remember that we actually started in a different universe and my save collapsed and we continued here with Partizan once again. But yeah, a whopping 1,658 days ago, we drew Arsenal 1-1 away, and it was so long ago I can't even click on the match report. That's hilarious. We don't even know who lined up during these games, but as you can see, Svetozar Markovic played for us and Bukayo Saka played for them. I'm pretty sure he's still going to play for them. Yeah, I'm not surprised. And in terms of other things, Zinedine Zidane is managing their squad. Arteta was the manager last time. This guy has been managing for 178 games and has so far won the league once and won cup wins 5 times, and I think he's only won the UEFA Europa League. They didn't win anything bigger than that, but they won the Premier League last year, which is kind of impressive, and they've had a 66% win rate, which is nice, but Arteta was sacked. Anyways, how different does their squad look like now? Well, obviously Kai Havertz is there, obviously Odegaard is there, Declan Rice is still there, because there's no way in hell anyone's going to pay this amount of money for anything. They did sign Gonzalo Inacio to complement William Saliba and Tomiyasu. Ramsdale is still a top keeper. Okay. Marcos Leonardo is there, who looks quite...
Jesus Christ.
Very good. Arsenal has really good track record with signing Brazilians. And apart from that, no one really massive. There is this guy called Andrew Bevan, who's been recommended by my scouts every single transfer window. He looks good. Apparently they think he's got really good potential. And he looks nice. But his value, though, it's kind of big. So I guess it's going to be a good time for us to test ourselves against a very good side of Arsenal, and hopefully we can manage to beat them. Yet last game against Inter was very tough, and we did manage to lose a keeper and play with Milinkovic in goal, which is hilarious. And since then, we had a nice run of form in the league. Obviously nice because we haven't lost a damn thing. And so far we haven't drawn a single game either. So we're on par to get the best result ever and not drop a single point, which would be absolutely awesome. But hopefully that's somewhere down the line. So the first game after the Inter Milan game was a 3-1 win against IMT with Mitrovic, Milovanovic and Sasa Srenic on the score sheet. Mitrovic is still the GOAT, the king, the man, the amazing person that he is. Then we beat Yevor 5-1, Milovanovic, Rodlega, Foyth, an own goal, and Lachlan Deans on the score sheet. 4-0 against Radnički. Lots of interesting people on the score sheets that usually don't get those goals. Esteval, Villagra, Mitic, and Kim Chong-jol. Mlados was dispatched 4-0 with goals from Vivieros, Milovanovic, Tim, and Brian Duplessis, which is his first goal for the club. That's awesome. 2-0 against Čukarički with Teklak and Saldania on penalties. And finally, TSC was beaten 2-0 with a slightly rotated side. Now, I just want to bring your attention to these 2 games right here, and I guess the next few days, because remember last year we had a fixture congestion issue? So in the last season, around this time, we had, I think, 6 games in 14 days. It's a bit worse now because we have 5 games in less than 10 days. So it's a game every 2 days, which is even worse than last year. I have no idea how we're going to do it because this means that we managed to rotate the squad every single game. We need to rotate the squad every single game. And there is going to be a Yevor game in between the game against Arsenals. And so this is your starting lineup for today's game. And the main question about it is, have I learned from my mistakes? Have I put on a keeper on the bench? And for those of you that know me and for those of you that have watched this channel, of course you know that answer. And that answer is no. I hate playing with keepers. Tell me in the comments, do you ever put a keeper on your bench? Do you need to? Do you do it? I never do it. I try to avoid it like the plague. It gives me more options because I think having 12 subs is not enough. We need more subs. And anyways, it's not like I can do anything because Lunina's injured and Dimitrievski is unregistered, so I can't really do that. But in better news though, a lot of our players, if not all our key players, are in great conditions, which is nice because we have the squad depth to do it, and that's why they are quite nice. Because if you can see on the bench, there are some players that are a little bit iffy, and those are the players that played in midweek. And can you call it a midweek if you have 3 games in the midweek? Yeah, you can. And Teklak is a bit iffy, Perdanovic is a bit iffy, Martinelli and Tim are a bit iffy, but apart from that, the squad is beautiful. Hudikov will be in goal, so hopefully he doesn't see it's a big game. Guys, go down in the comments and tell Hudikov that today's game is actually not that important. It's a small game. It's a friendly. So take it easy, relax. It's not a big game. Don't worry. You don't need to panic. Write that in the comments. Maybe he'll hear you and maybe he'll have a game of his life. Barca is going to be on the left-hand side. Gilson, Zabarny, and Foyth, as always, the back 4. Where are the lines? I don't know. Martel and Villagra going to drop a little bit lower. Sorry, just to give him a bit more depth. Estevao, Deans, Milovanovic, and Vivieros will be the front 4. I think I am going to do the same thing I used to do against the big teams and switch to regroup and probably try to lower the tempo. Actually, no, this is good tempo. Keep the tempo as it is. Maybe go a little bit slightly shorter. That way we can actually play out from the back instead of, being forced to play tiki-taka. Sometimes just you need to send it. You need to send it, and that's what slightly shorter passing does for me, I think. Right. I hope you guys are excited. We're taking on Arsenal twice for you guys today, and the most important thing is I got my Chelsea shirt. That being said, though, who knows if that's a good thing or a bad thing? Judging by the season Chelsea had in real life, probably not a good thing. But here we are, folks. We are taking on Arsenal. We're playing at home, which would be nice, and this is their lineup. They're still having Gabriel Jesus, Martinelli, Saka. And basically their squad isn't changed. The only difference is they have Gonzalo Inacio, and that's it. Everything else is pretty much copy-paste from Arteta's cookbook. I mean, I guess Arsenal is consistent, and because of that, maybe they all know how to play together, and maybe that can mean good things for them. But so far, Villagra is going to find some space on the ball. We're going to play it out from the back. There's lots of players pressing here, but if we can beat this press, we can have them on the back foot. There's lots of players coming back from them, and Zinchenko does recover quick enough. It's weird to see him still playing here quite a lot because, as you know, he hasn't done as well in the real life this season and maybe is on the way out, but we'll see what happens. But Milovanovic is going to find some space, finds Estevao, who finds Lachlan Deans, baits everyone out of the way, and Lachlan Deans, the mad lad Australian, leads us to a 1-0 scoreline on the 6th minute. That was a nice little sell. Was that Estevao? I swear, I saw Vivieros making a dummy run, and I thought Estevao was going to pass it. But this was beautiful. This is a beautiful run. Everyone got baited here, and only Inacio kind of saw the threat. But Deans made the beautiful run. Vivieros made the beautiful run, and it took Estevao's brilliance to find that perfect, inch-perfect pass. And we're 1-0 ahead. Gabby Jesus is on the ball. Can he create something? Hopefully the answer is no. Saka tries to outjump Gilson and he can't. But he does pick up the ball again. He is so confident on the ball. Man, Saka is so good. And it's crazy that he's still there. Gabriel Jesus looks like he's offside. Puts the ball away. And I think and I hope the ref is going to see what I saw. But as you guys know, I'm a really bad ref. So it could be anything. There could be, I don't know, a player somewhere there that I didn't notice. But we will see what happens. Goal review is on. Let us check. I am the worst. I am the worst manager. Are we going to get lines drawn though? I am extremely sus about this. He looked offside to me. How close were the lines? It must have been like super duper close. Show me the lines. Who kept him on? Zabarny kept him on. We have a chance just before the halftime. Barco puts a cross in. It does go away. Estevao, Barco, creates something from nothing. Vivieros will jump up. He won't. Tomayasu picks it up, and that is not a counter. It was scary. I thought Odegaard was going to get there, but thankfully Gilson is there to collect. Although, we messed it up, but Foyth is there. Volley, Milovanovic, beautiful block by Saliba, and that's another corner. By the way, it looks like there's a lot of excitement here. But let me show you the stats at halftime because you will be shocked. And that is not a clickbait statement. That is, in fact, an actual statement. Martel, though, and I think if it wasn't for these two highlights, you would actually have some shocking statistics because it's still going on. What's happening here, folks? Viveiros, Villagra, finds Locklandines, finds Zabarny. The players have woken up right now. What's going on? What happened? Did the stars align? Viveiros, find the pass to Milovanovic. That's a beautiful pass forward. And that is the 20th goal of the season from a guy who went to replace Matija Popovic. Milovanovic is absolutely the best player of all time, and he's making a beautiful partnership with Viveiros, who I will continue to criticize because every time I do, he does beautiful stuff. And that's a beautiful pass on the run. Great finish, 2-1. And I really want to show you the XG graph because it looks hilarious. Because before the first corner, there was nothing. And as you can see here, I changed nothing. It was like 0.31 to 0.3. And then in the last few minutes, it just shot up. There was no XG whatsoever. We had 2 shots. They had 3 shots. And then we have managed to create amazing chances. Good stuff, boys. Exactly what I want from you. And I'll tell them that I'm pleased because we've created loads and the scoreboard shows it. I agree. We are doing quite well apart from, I think, Eric Martel. Because, you know, to be fair, it's hard to be a ball-winning midfielder when you have Havertz, when you have Odegaard, when you have Rice, when you have Saka, when you have Kai Havertz, and when you have Gabriel Jesus, who plays in an FM World Simulation. Because in this universe, he scored 16 goals already. I don't know if he scored 16 goals in his whole career. And to be fair to him, in the second half, he has done absolutely nothing as well. And also neither have we, so I don't know why I'm being so snarky. But it's time for some subs because our players are starting to chug. And there are a few bad players here, well, bad performances here, which I need to address. So I'm going to take off Zabarny and I'm going to put Milinkovic here. Switch him for Gilson. So Gilson is a bit more comfortable playing with his feet. Barco is starting to chug as well. So where the hell is Sasa Saranic? I don't have a left back replacement. Well, that's great. I prepare for these so well. Yeah, let's chill out. Barco is staying. Martel is slowly starting to play himself back into the game with a 6.6 rating, but we'll take him off just in case because so far he's not doing the best, you know, and I want to be careful with this. So Tim is going to come on instead. And up front, I'm going to make some changes, take off Estevao and put Prodanovic. I think that'll be quite good for us. And also, do I take off Lachlan Deans and put on Rodolega? I think the answer is yes. He'll bring us some pace. Hopefully he'll stretch the back four a little bit more. And with that in mind, we are going to keep the final sub because who knows what's going to happen to Barco. But yeah, finally a highlight, and it's starting with them, which is a bit sus. And I don't want this to be, you know, a half of nothing. And then they score. But this was quite close as Kai Havertz made a huge run, but Hudikov is there to collect. I mean, this is not a game for the naturals. And what the hell is this marking on our keepers? They're bullying. They must be saying something to Hudikov. He looks scared. He kicks the ball away instead of playing it short. But Prodanovic will not collect. It's Gonzalo Inacio versus Prodanovic. No chance. Hudikov is flustered, but Gilson is there to help out his friend. Please don't pass it back to Hudikov. Hudikov, clear the ball. We're gonna lose it on the counter. Kai Havertz will turn. Kai Havertz will turn. But Hudikov saves it. And it's a free kick anyways. Oh my god. I sensed the panic in Hudikov. I never noticed it before. The guy was flustered. He was terrified. 89th minute, we need to make a final sub. I think Barco is starting to die, so I'm going to make a sub and put on Teklak. That will be the final sub of this game. We've ran out of subs. The end of the game is going to be hopefully chill as we do secure a win against Arsenal. Absolutely immense stuff. But oh my god, nothing has happened in the first half and nothing really has happened in the second half. And right, hang on. Okay, for those of you that know what the hell is going on in Football Manager, right? Tell me in the comments right now because I'm actually curious. If you were to guess, right? So number 13 is a right back and number 15 is a left back. Obviously, you know the formations, you know our roles, so ignore that. If you were to look at this formation right now and say which one of them is a wing back on support and which one is a complete wing back on attack, which one is it? Is it number 13, the guy that looks like he's running up, he's making the pass, he's making the plays? Or is it number 15, who looks to be kind of playing in the mid? Well, you'd be wrong, Or maybe right, depending on how you guessed. Because this guy is a wingback on support, and it's an old man of Juan Foyth right here, with almost limited pace and 11 crossing and 14 passing. Whilst the complete wingback is in fact a younger, quicker man by the name of Barco, with extremely good pace, extremely good crossing and dribbling and passing. I don't understand this game. I mean, generally, what's the point of giving instructions if your players don't do it? But who cares? We managed to beat Arsenal 2-1 at home, though. So be careful, it's at home. And last, as you remember, we did the same thing with Inter Milan. We beat them at home and we struggled away. So it's something we need to watch out for. I did like the fact that our regroup kind of helped stop them and compress them and made them panic and play harder against us. But 2.5 XG versus 1 XG is not that bad with 13 shots and 9 on target. It kind of feels like an actual game instead of a Football Manager thing where like XGs of 4 and 5s are possible with 25 shots on target. So maybe it's like more of a normal game as opposed to, you know, like I said, a Football Manager game. Is it just me? Or does anyone else make a decision on their starting lineup for the quarterfinal second leg game in the Champions League against a massive side like Arsenal by reading a review in the Serbian football newspaper? No? Just me? Well, according to this nice little bit of news, Lunin and Zidane are set for an Arsenal Stadium reunion. Well, if the media asks for it, I shall provide. Lunin has come back from his injury and he is going straight into the lineup against Arsenal. We saw in the last game how panicked Hudikov was after a straight back pass, and hopefully Lunin is going to be better equipped to handle it. However, as you can see here, it is actually insane how much better Hudikov is than Lunin, because Lunin is quite good. And I guess Hudikov is still improving. He still hasn't maxed out his, I don't know, top level yet, which means he's going to be absolutely fuming next year when he's not getting any game time. But I guess when a keeper like that comes across, you will be more than okay to chill on the bench. And to be fair, actually, apart from his mental's communication and eccentricity and distribution, so basically most of the stats, Hudikov isn't that bad compared to Ederson. Sorry, this has gone on a tangent that I didn't expect. Okay, never mind. Yeah, he's much better apart from in the physical sense. Which, to be fair, for a 25-year-old versus a 35-year-old, like 10-year difference, mate, that should be something that happens naturally. Not everyone here is King Kazu, who is, by the way, in case you forgot, is a coach at our team, and he played for us a whopping 5 years ago. That's insane. He still looks kind of not the best coach, but it's kind of cool to see him at our club. Anyways, this episode is all over the place. This is going to be the starting lineup for today's game. Last time we did extremely well against Arsenal, and this time we hope to do better. The only change I'm going to do is I'm going to risk Ait Nouri again because I have issues and I don't learn from my mistakes. So Lunin is going to be in goal, Ait Nouri on the left-hand side, Gilson, Zabarni, and Foyth as the back four, Martel Villagra in the holding midfielder zones, and Estevao, Deans, Milovanovic, Rivieros up front. The front four is getting more or less structured. We know what's happening here. And the fact that Estevao is incredible is something that everyone knows. Once again, actually, you know what? We're going to have a keeper on the bench. Just in case, because Lunin just came back from injury, and I feel like he may get injured again. So nothing silly this time. But apart from that, the squad is kind of rested. We did have the singular game to play in between where we managed to beat Yavor 5-3. It was a comfortable game until it wasn't, and thankfully Vitek made it 5-3 instead of 4-3, but I gave Stole Dimitrevski his first run out as a goalkeeper, and it didn't work out so great, but Shikayev with a double, Rodelega with a singular goal, and Saldania was enough to dispatch Yavor. Anyways, now that's out of the way, we are taking on Arsenal away this time. They are missing Martinelli and they are missing Marcos Leonardo, so that's not actually bad. We have a good chance this time, but it's also Arsenal. And also they have Zidane. He is amazing. I mean, the way that I said that, it's as if we're going to see Zidane's face here over Havertz or over Odegaard. That'll be something interesting, but hopefully Zidane is not that good anymore and he's not going to come on. Imagine like you're winning like by 3-0 and then he comes on and then this beautiful 1-5 result gets overturned and it's something stupid. Oh my god, man, this is going to be a humongous game. We do have the advantage, but we also potentially have Lunin in goal. I don't know what's going to happen. Hopefully he doesn't get confused which side he's playing for, and hopefully we actually manage to get the dub. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, last game we played so well and we were so composed as Vivieros will jump up and a beautiful clearance from Ramsdale, but the ball is bouncing all over, and that was a chance on the 3rd minute. We could have gone up early again. Oh my god, and they bounce straight away to the other side as Zinchenko finds Havertz, who is going to play calmly to himself. He finds Declan Rice, who is a beautiful pivot. Can somebody help him? Can somebody stop him? No, we can't. Tomayasu will find some time on the ball. He'll play it back, obviously. We need to press out just a smidge. Yes, I'm not counter-pressing, but at the same time, I don't want us to sit back. We're playing a high line anyways, and it doesn't seem like we do that well sometimes. As Rice is playing in that position, Deans, ball comes in, Odegaard is on space, no one's marking in the middle, Gabriel Jesus, Lachlan Deans is the name, but Lunin is the person that I was thinking of. And he was hiding away from the ball. They have now equalized on the 5th minute. It's back to 2-2. And this was probably the most awful, I guess, defensive opportunity that I've seen. I don't know what Lunin was doing. Oh my god. Should I have played Khudikov instead? Is it time to make subs? Is it time to sub on Khudikov? As he does come in, collects it this time. And it is dumb. I guess I should not do what I just did and play a second keeper in a Champions League game. I don't know, man. It doesn't make any sense. On one hand, like, if Khudikov would have made a mistake, I would have been like, see, I should have played Lunin. But if Lunin plays like this, I'll be like, see, I should have played Khudikov. I cannot win, and I can't wait for Ederson because he'll be the #1 keeper there for sure. And maybe, I guess, Khudikov will learn under him. But Tomayasu's running down the left with lots of space, or down the right. Pereira launches the ball into the corner, thankfully missing the target. It's the 7th minute, and we're getting pegged back instantly. We need to address the situation somehow. Although we have all the possession, he says, as it just dropped down to 51. Tomayasu, Saliba. As you can see, lots of 6.6s here. And I don't like the look of that, Saliba. Tomayasu, we may need to make a shout or something to wake people up. We're not playing at all well, Odegaard. Find some space. He's good, man. He's so good. Tomayasu, Pereira, Tomayasu. Beautiful 1, 2, 3, 4. Havertz finds some place on the ball. Zinchenko finds a pass to Saka, who misses the back of the goal. Right. What the hell is going on? Everyone's on an awful rating. It's 13 minutes in. We're panicking a little bit, so I'm going to switch Ait Nouri as a wing-back player. We're going to put Foyth as a defensive player. And then I'm going to potentially drop the tempo a little bit to try and get possession back. Get rid of pass into space for now, just so we can kind of control the play for just a bit. Get everything back under control, guys. I mean, I guess we have stopped the hemorrhaging, but we didn't improve anything else. They've had the 1 shot on target and they've had the 1 goal, but I can't even complain and say that it's against the run of play. We're not actually playing today, and I don't know what's going on. The boys need to kind of wake up and do a little bit better. Maybe I'm going to do something that I usually don't do, and I'm going to drop to a cautious and probably do more attacking, more direct plays. Just let the boys play however they want and just launch the ball elsewhere. I've also switched Deans and Estevao just so they can try and play in different positions, ask different questions to defense. But for now, we're not doing good at all. And I think we're going to have to make some subs early on in the second game. Because for now, Lachlan Deans is not doing good. But also Lachlan Deans is a very good player. But weirdly enough, he does seem to disappear from games. And I don't know why. As Ait Nouri puts a cross in, Zabarni almost gets a ball. Martel, Estevao lines up a shot on Estevao. That's why I keep him on the pitch. Estevao is a goat. This is why I keep him on the pitch. Switching to cautious maybe will be something good for us. We will try and play a bit more defensively, because if the game isn't set out to play like we want to, we need to be a bit smarter. There's no point forcing things that don't work. As a beautiful knockdown from Martel, Estevao puts it on his left-hand side and launches the ball. And I can't even blame Ramsdale because there's so many bodies in the way. I think it touched someone as well. And we are basically had just one big chance, and that was a beautiful goal. And they have a Odegaard free kick, which I'm scared of. Lunin. Oh my god, I can breathe. Ait Nouri, maybe you can do better. He has 6.9 rating instead of a complete forward. Complete winger. He is a wing back and doing a little bit better. Imagine playing him as a complete forward at left back and wondering why the hell he's not being a good left back. MrSpaceman ball. There we go. Absolutely dumb. Zabarni finds Foyth. Careful there. Somehow gets to it before Saka. Beautiful pass by Estevao. Milovanovic with... What is his finishing? Let's play a little game. What is Milovanovic's finishing? It's 18. It's 18. His composure is 16, and he keeps missing. Ow. But I'm fine, of course, I'm fine. Don't worry about it. Ha 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 ha. Ha. He's coming off the pitch and going Mitrovic instead. Deans, I've given you too many chances and you're not doing good, so I'm going to put on Perdanovic instead of you as well. And apart from that, I think Juan Foyth is starting to panic a little bit against a very young Saka. So I'm going to put Teklak on as well. He's going to defend, which is wild because he's such a good attacking player. And maybe also going to put on Tim instead of Villagra. Just make some 4 changes. Hopefully that will be enough to kind of cement the play. Because so far, we're doing good. But as you can see here, we've dropped off a little bit. We are playing as a more defensive side. I don't like to do it. But I also want to challenge for the Champions League this year. I'm not dumb. I'm not going to try and, you know, like I said, in games where things aren't working, force my way through it as Arsnes comes on. Okay, that's an interesting signing. Inacio. We need to stop the boy. He passes it through Viveiros, which is wild. Carlos, which I think Saka means has come off. Rice finds Jesus, who's offside. And a beautiful one-touch finish. And Gabby Jesus, we've criticized him last game about his goal scoring in real life. And he's put 2 against me now, technically. As long as it doesn't get turned around. But I hope it will. I think it will. And we finally make a right ref call. I mean, it was miles offside. I do think there was miles offside. Like, come on, at least this I could have gotten. Yeah, there we go. He was far away, but a beautiful finish as well. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I wouldn't even save that. Lunin. Yeah, I don't blame Lunin for this one. 83rd minute, though. They've only had 1 shot on target, and they are going to get a second one here in a second, and they're going to score. That's my fatalism playing in. Declan Rice, we need to be careful. Ball comes in. Gilson will collect. Teklak will pass it back to him. Be careful. Good, smart clearance. And we have not gotten the ball. Because why would we? Viveiros. I'm so bad. Gabriel Jesus finds Saka on the other side. Oh no. Tim will collect. Can somebody pick this damn ball up? That would be absolutely nice. Carlos, beautiful pass with his back to Arsnes, who finds him back. And we need to stop him from getting a cross. And he finds Carlos again. What is going to happen? We are having every single person back. And Carlos will line up a shot. And Carlos will score. And Lunin is doing my head in. He was doing everything we can to lose. Man, we held on for 85 minutes. And Lunin got a... I'm not going to... That's it. I think my experiment is done. Lunin is never playing in the Champions League in big games for me again. I don't know what's happening. Most likely it's because he's not used to playing with us. But this was a shit shot, and at the same time, somebody should have marked him, and he let it under his hands, man. God damn it. But we have a chance finally. What's going to happen here? Perdanovic passes it to Tim. We need a chance. We need a goal. Tim lines up a shot, and of course Ramsdale saves it, man. If it was Lunin, he would have conceded, and unfortunately, he is playing for our side. Man, how quickly the tables have turned. How quickly did I think he's a world-class keeper, and now he's just slight worse than freaking Hudikov, man. Teklak, please put in a nice cross in. We want a set piece goal. But of course they have Saliba. It's not going to count. Estevao, this is your chance. Estevao hits someone and Tim will collect. And it's going to go to potentially extra time. It does. More excitement for you. More panic for me. My God, 2-1. They've had 2 shots on target, 2 goals. We've had 4 shots on target, 1 goal. Yeah. Okay, so we're in the second part of extra time. And nothing has happened, but Nuri is going to find himself on the ball. We still have 2 subs, which I'm potentially going to have to either set to be my penalty taker subs or make a change right now. As Perdanovic finds himself in space, and he finds the back of the net. What? Sorry, just you guys are aware, Perdanovic is my player. He scored for my team. And I'm not celebrating because I am just shocked at the fact that it went in. Beautiful goal for Perdanovic. Ramsdale could not get to it. And we scored a goal. Was there a close offside there somewhere? Yeah, I was thinking it was. And thankfully, I think it's Saliba who's slightly behind. And an inspiring substitution from me leads us to a goal. And we are maybe going to run away with it. What the hell? Do I make my 2 subs now? Oh no, they have a chance. I should have made it 1 second earlier as Gabriel. Will he do something? He passes the ball to Perdanovic again. He's getting involved in everything. Viveiros finds Estevao, who's chugging Mitrovic on a yellow, which is worrying. Mitrovic finds the back of the net. Of course it's Mitrovic. We're through. It doesn't matter that Lunin's shit. It matters that Ramsdale is even worse. Thank you. And the fact that, look, let's not take it away. Estevao, Brdanovic, Mitrovic, the players that I need, the heroes that I need, they have scored when it's needed. Oh my god, Estevao! Mitrovic, he didn't pull the trigger, he did, and a beautiful finish. And do we waste some time? We do. Yes, we do, boys. We do. We're gonna make one change first of all. We're gonna take off Estevao, and we're gonna put Rodallega for some pace. And I think, on the left-hand side, Barco is gonna come on for Ait Nouri, who finally gets a good game for us. And that is going to be the turnaround we needed. We needed extra time to get back at Arsenal, and we've done it. We don't do things easy, we do things hard, because I am insane, and I played Lunin when I should have played Hudikov, and I get almost punished from it, but it doesn't matter. 2-3 exciting games. Oh my god, we won 2 games as well, so that means we get more money and more coefficient points. I mean, a great comeback from the boys. We have done incredibly well. We won 5-3 on aggregate, and we are probably going to go all the way and win the damn thing. He says, and look who we have in the semi-final. Well, we're playing Paris Saint-Germain next. I hope you're excited for that. When is that gonna happen? Well, it's gonna happen after the Crvena Zvezda game, after the Vojvodina game, and after the Čukarički game. And we're gonna play Paris Saint-Germain twice for you in the next episode. Isn't that exciting? It's the semi-final though, so if we manage to beat Paris Saint-Germain, we're in the final again. And we had a good track record against them, but are we gonna face City, Barcelona, or Tottenham, or Real Madrid? Should we find out? Let's go. So it turns out, if we manage to beat Paris Saint-Germain in the next game, we will face either City or Tottenham, which is kind of hilarious because we're either going to play a team that I've called shit for the past however many years, or we're going to play City, which actually has our keeper, Ederson, who's probably playing every single game. He is, as you can see, which is insane. Oh my god, this is going to be exciting, but first we gotta beat Paris Saint-Germain. Ah, my god, can we stop? I mean, to be fair, what am I complaining about? We're playing against the best, biggest teams in Europe for the past few seasons, and that's what happens when you reach the later stages. It tends to be the same teams. Last time, it was, what is it? It was Barcelona. This time, it is Tottenham. But Paris Saint-Germain, City, and I guess Partizan are mainstays of the Champions League. Isn't that exciting? Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode. It was slightly stressful. It was definitely worrying, and I learned from my mistakes. I'm probably not going to play Lunin for some reason. He's just really, really bad. Although maybe I'll play him in the final because Hudikov did dum-dum against Barcelona last time as well. Who knows, man? I don't even know this rate. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next episode where we're taking on Paris Saint-Germain in the semi-final. We're going to play 2 games against them, and hopefully we're going to go through for the second Champions League final in a row. That will be absolutely insane. Bye, guys.